Hey everybody, today we're looking at the... Ooh. Jeez, that title's a mouthful. Let's just call it the... This comes to you guys from the great company of Bandai with their Figure Eye Standard line, which is comprised of model kits of your favorite Super Saiyans and villains from Dragon Ball Z. And before you start asking, yes, I've watched it. When I was in middle school, Dragon Ball was prominently present during my years in a very shitty Detroit public school. Ask the Neurologic Soldier about it and he'll have a borderline Vietnam flashback about it. His channel will be below in the comments, tell him I sent you. But I was more into watching Dragon Ball Z Kai, since that was always showing at the time on WB Kids. Oh no, my old man is showing. He showed up in my art and even introduced me to a crossover I didn't think anyone but my 11-year-old self had purely thought up on my own. Super Saiyan Crash Bandicoot, holy shit, this is epic! Sorry, I kinda got sidetracked by the stuff. The reason this exists is because Vegeta and Goku have fused together in order to defeat another fused enemy. And then they transform into this.
And here's something new. Vegito!
Now, there are two fusions of Goku and Vegeta, both named after who's prominently more outspoken in the transformation. Gogeta, which is where Goku's more the dominant voice, and Vegito, well, it's pretty damn obvious.
We're a merged fighter, the combination of Vegeta and Kakarot. Vegito!
And this being a model kit means I had to painstakingly build it myself. Link to that will be in the comments and description as well if you haven't seen the time-lapse already, or if you've never stuck around for the live streams I did. God, all this talking feels like your average Dragon Ball episode just before they actually get to painting and sculpting this figure is pretty good. Now, contrary to what I just said, this is not actually fully painted. Yes, I know, what a hack. But the pieces were already color-coded and molded in a very amazing shade of blue, orange, flesh tone, and white. Literally the character brought to life right out of my filthy monkey paws. Now, I am aware that there are special pens that'll help bring out the details and lines of the figure, like they do with Gundam panel lines. But I do like the way these biceps pipe out. They call it this brand new muscle building system to showcase muscular power like never before. No, those are not my words, they're literally on the box itself. Also, small note, you see on the box how his earrings or Batara earrings, Batara, Potara, leave it in the comments below if I'm saying it right. I'm gonna get butchered, aren't I? Anyways, you'll see on the box that they're painted in a nice gold and silver finish. But out of the box, they aren't. The fucking Chinese, I swear to... Now, while this may not bother the average person, my OCD was screaming at me to finish it myself. So, I took out the gold and silver acrylic I used for my lightsaber model kits, comment if you want a video on those, thinned out one of my paint brushes and got to work. Now, it's not exactly the best paint job in the world, and I'm pretty sure a number of people have done way better than I have when it comes to these details, but I think I did a pretty good job. And while we're on his face, I like to point out the fact that these actually are separate pieces instead of just some flat stickers. I'd look at his alternate face, but we're not at that segment yet, bear with me. And the arrows, the fuck! Yeah, those ports are actually pretty sharp. It's molded in this really eye-catching metallic blue. Kinda similarly, that's giving off a godlike aura. And the clothes perfectly are sculpted to where it doesn't get in the way of articulation. Though I will point out that the boots will sometimes pull themselves apart and a crack in the seam that I have to press back in. Same with the bottoms of the feet. Some super glue should fix that minor quality issue. Now, with the villainous monologue out of the way, time to look at his accessories. Along with his normal face, he also comes with this very well sculpted shouting face. And to put that on, you can remove the front hairpiece, pull off the face, and replace it with the alternate face. You can also do this without moving the hairpiece, but I find it easier vice versa, leave me alone. You also have 2 fisted hands, 2 open hands, and 2 blast hands. Though you don't have a blast effect for it, I do believe other model kits that come with a Kamehameha effect or whatever will be more than suffice to accommodate these hands. But fuck that, do I look like I feel like scouring eBay to look for those? And you also get a stand that doesn't really fit the figure very well. It can help us stand up and maybe even get some static aerial poses out of it. Yep. But that's easily fixed when you have a flight stand. Clap him in, and he looks like he's ready to go fuck up some chumps calling themselves God. Now, this stand actually does come in handy for the final accessory, the Vegito sword. Yes, I know, it's called the Spirit Sword, but they called it the Vegito sword in the box, blame the sweatshop workers. This attack was used to turn Zamasu into a donut. Zamasu? Zamasu? I'm gonna get raped in the comments for this one, I can already tell. But anyways, plug into the special hands, plug it into his hand. Honestly, that looks amazing. It's made of this translucent loud yellow, and if light was to pass through it, you'd feel blessed. You also have the effect parts that would actually elongate the sword, but why the ever-loving fuck would I ever want to do that shit for? So I actually decided to put these together and go over it, because if I don't, it's going to bother me. So to do that, you can slide this tip off at the base, slide this extension on, and for maximum effect, let's put the other extension on too. Jesus Christ, it's so long. Exact words of my girlfriend, no lie. And obviously Vegito can't hold his own overcompensation up on his own, so plug one of the peg holes into the stand he comes with, and now you can pose and give it to someone longsword style.
I'm sorry, is this hurting you?
My nigga, you just got roasted! Yeah!
So let's return this extremely obvious insecurity about its size to normal, and let's move on. I hope you noticed I mentioned poses a few seconds ago, and well, yeah, you know what time it is. He can look up and down, and you can also get some side tilt out of it since it feels like a ball joint is present. He's also got a chicken joint where you can make him look down even further. Swivel here. Get a butterfly joint that can move in pretty deep and come out really far. 360 rotation, arm moves out, bicep swivel here. He doesn't have any double jointed elbows, but he can still move it pretty deep past the 90-degree angle. Hands are on ball joints, and aside from open hands which have a ball joint and a hinge joint, so you know what that means. Swivel here. Decent crunch, but a really deep arching back, and it's in a ball joint, so swivel. Fuck. Yes, this torso is connected by a ball joint, but it really isn't secure, so it'll pop off from time to time. Namely, arcing the back will cause that. Ball jointed hips, so you can get pretty good. Can't move back that far. Beautiful spread. And now, this isn't a double jointed knee, but holy shit, can it go deep. You also get a calf swivel here, deep range of motion for the feet, and let's not forget a pivot. Now, I didn't mention this in the accessory segment of the video, but he also comes with a bunch of optional alternate parts that didn't seem to fit the figure. I left most of them on the struts. If you guys let me know what in the comments below what these are supposed to be for, I'd really appreciate that, because I'm confused as hell as what these are for. And let's not forget the size comparison. Here he is next to Dazen Model One Punch Man, Mafex Bootleg Comic Spider-Man, the official Revoltech War Machine, that one's coming up pretty soon, don't keep an eye out for that, Marvel Legends in-game Iron Man, Spider-Man 2 Superposable Spider-Man, and fellow Bandai Figures the movie realization Spider-Man 3 Red and Black Spider-Man figures. I really love this figure. The accessories really help make it stand and shine out. This really makes me want to get back into watching Dragon Ball. Oh, yep, no, fuck that, yep, no.